The elite got a taste of their own medicine. I married into a rich family, and they made fun of me for being poor, so I swapped their fancy tequila with cheap stuff and filmed the whole thing. Back in 2018, I married this guy named Derek. He came from serious money, like his family lived in Europe and owned multiple houses kind of money. I grew up the complete opposite. We were broke, like eating ramen for dinner 3 nights a week broke. We met when I was serving tables at his uncle's restaurant. Derek came in one day, ordered the salmon, and asked for my number before he left. I thought he was cute, so I said yes. We dated for a year and got married. That's when everything changed. Turns out Derek was a total narcissist, actually diagnosed by a therapist later, but I didn't know that yet. 6 months into our marriage, his sister Emma and her boyfriend were flying in from Paris to visit us. Derek was so excited for me to meet them. He kept saying how much they were going to love me. We picked them up from the airport on a Tuesday afternoon. The second Derek introduced us, Emma looked me up and down and went, "Oh my god, she's totally Jordan's." Her boyfriend nodded and said, "Yeah, definitely Jordan's." Derek actually laughed. I had no idea what that meant, so I asked, "What's Jordan's?" Emma smiled real big and said, "It means you have great style." I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." I thought it was a compliment. I genuinely thought they were being nice. For the next 3 days, they kept calling me Jordan's. Every time I walked into a room, it was, "Hey Jordan's," or "Looking good Jordan's." I accepted it as this cute nickname they'd given me. Like, great, his family likes me. We're bonding. On their 4th night visiting, we all decided to get drunk together. I opened this bottle of wine I'd bought from the grocery store. It was like $12. Nothing fancy, but it tasted fine to me. As we're drinking, Emma keeps making these comments about how cheap the wine tastes. Her boyfriend said it was probably from a box. They were laughing, but I tried to brush it off. Then they wanted to play drinking games. Truth or dare? Emma dared Derek to finally tell me what Jordan's actually meant. They were all cracking up before he even said anything. Derek was super drunk at this point, and he just blurted it out. Jordan's is what we call homeless people who have swag. I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. They were all laughing so hard. Emma was literally slapping the table. Her boyfriend was doubled over. Derek had tears running down his face from laughing. I wasn't as drunk as them. I just sat there trying not to cry in front of these people. The next morning, Derek was hungover and didn't remember telling me. I brought it up and he tried to play it off. He's like, "It's just a joke, don't take it so seriously." I kept pushing and he finally admitted the truth. He told me I may have mentioned your upbringing to them, to prepare them that you're not like us, to prepare them. Like I was some kind of embarrassment he had to warn his family about. I spent the next few days avoiding all of them, making up excuses about work, staying busy with errands, anything to not be around them. Then I remembered Derek had bought this really expensive bottle of tequila for their last night. It was sitting in our liquor cabinet, some fancy brand that cost like $200. The day before they were supposed to leave, they all went on this hike. I told them I wasn't feeling well and stayed home. As soon as they left, I grabbed my phone and started recording. I pulled out that expensive tequila and a bottle of Salsa Gold I had in the back of the cabinet, the cheap stuff that cost maybe $15. I carefully opened the expensive bottle, poured it into a different container, and filled it back up with the cheap tequila. The whole time I'm recording myself and just going off, talking about how I grew up with nothing but I had a family that loved me, how I learned to work hard and appreciate what I had, and how these disgusting snobs had so much money but zero class. I was getting drunk on their $200 tequila while talking to my phone camera. By the time they got back, I was already in bed pretending to be asleep. The next night was their last night with us. Derek set up this whole thing in our living room, fancy glasses, the expensive tequila bottle on display, some cheese and crackers. Emma and her boyfriend were sipping the cheap tequila like it was fine wine, swirling it in their glasses, holding it up to the light. Emma said she could taste the quality, that it was so smooth and distinguished. Her boyfriend agreed and said, "This is what real tequila tastes like." Derek was nodding along saying, "This is why you spend money on the good stuff." I'm sitting there on the couch just watching this whole performance, taking in every single word. After about 20 minutes of this, I stood up and said, "Hey guys, I actually made a little video to thank you for visiting. Let me show you." I connected my phone to our TV and hit play. They watched themselves on the screen as I explained exactly what I did, showed them the bottle swap, showed me drinking their expensive tequila while calling them snobs. The room went completely silent. Emma's face went pale. Her boyfriend just stared at the TV. Derek looked like he wanted to disappear. I started collecting their glasses off the table without saying a word. Just gathered everything up and went to our bedroom. About 10 minutes later, Derek came storming in. He woke me up yelling about how I humiliated his sister. She was crying in the guest room. How could I do this to them? I just looked at him and said, "Yeah, sucks, doesn't it?" They left the next morning without saying goodbye to me. Even when we later visited Derek's parents in Europe, Emma refused to come see us. She told her mom she would never speak to me again. Derek and I got divorced 8 months later. Best decision I ever made.